All right, so there's going to be two sides. So we'll look at this from a single DD first. Single DD, what happens? If the single DDs mirror each other, then both safe caps get taken. You can usually see that because the caps get taken really fast. So if this cap ends up falling faster than this one does, then the DD probably went the other way. If the DDs mirror each other, then the influence line stays the same until the two destroyers end up looking at each other. Maybe they brawl or something. But once this has happened, it comes down to a question. Does one of the DDs split back to the other way? Or do they look to contest in that thing? Because basically a destroyer is either going to stay or it's going to move, or it's going to basically rotate. It's going to rotate to the other side of the map. Realistically with this, you could go for the fast early cap and then rotate, or you could trust, if there's not a CV in the game, that a cruiser is probably going to come over, take this cap, and you can make the fast rotation to the contested and try to get there before like radar ships get in place and all sorts of stuff. And you just end up moving over and you cock block yourself, where you just get to sit here and they sit here and nothing happens. So in terms of a mirroring situation, if you both mirror over here, if you both stay stagnant, then you continue to mirror and it's cruisers and battleships that fight for the contested. If you both mirror but then one of you diverts, then you either have to you have to match the rotation, or you have to push through while they've diverted, because you need 2 caps. You win on 2 caps. That's what you do. So if they rotate, you push, or you can rotate and continue to mirror. Those are your 2 options. If we look at a double destroyer game, if the DDs mirror each other, then it's a stagnant game. But if the DDs don't mirror each other, there's 2 options. There's either one goes to mid, where it can flex. It can either try to maybe come over here, or it can come over that way. Flex positions in general with a double DD game, it's kind of awkward because your teammates are going to be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Why are you over here? Why aren't you in the cap? What's going on? Why are you just kind of like derping around in the middle of nowhere? So usually in a double DD game, I think the flex position's probably not really going to happen. So if you both go contested, 2 destroyers versus 1, what does that mean? It means that they're going to take the contested, but you're going to push through and you're going to take this. If instead 2 destroyers go to the contested, then 2 versus 1, the 2 destroyers are going to round the island, kill the enemy DD, take this, and then have to reverse while this destroyer probably tries to come over and claim this space. This is very basic in functionality, and obviously with randoms and ranked, anything can happen. People can get murdered, stupid shit can occur, but basic concepting. When you start adding a 3rd destroyer, you might be looking for what's the double team, and the double team is going to push to get a kill, or you'll have a flex position that's going to move where it's needed to do whatever it's going to do. Or more realistically, the flex position is the random motherfucker that goes all the way out on the side to go do something really stupid and just kind of like does nothing for the first 8 minutes. So they take the flex position. But that's kind of what that is. The other thing is, when I describe this, I'm describing it just in terms of DDs. But realistically, it's also about what your ships are. So if you take, if you have this even distribution, say, and they have an even distribution, it also comes down to what are the surface ships. If you've got 2 cruisers and a battleship that decided to come over here, you've got 4. If they send 1 cruiser and a battleship, they've got 3. Well, you've already overweighted this side, which means you as a destroyer are going to need to try to make something aggressive happen so that these 4 ships can overwhelm these 3 ships. Maybe you can't. Maybe you're not that destroyer. Maybe you can't take a gunfight with that DD or something. In which case, these cruisers need to push up so that when you spot this destroyer, they can provide backup, get the kill, and then you guys overtake. So in terms of just like DD versus DD positioning, there's stagnates, there's mirroring, there's stuff like that. But your other surface ships are going to define, do you need to move or do you need to kite out and stay? Because if, for instance, if we're looking at this situation and you have a cruiser and they've got a battleship and 2 cruisers or whatever, well, sorry, I'm trying to make it all like color coordinated and stuff. Well, they've got 4 and you've got 2. You never push that situation. All you do is lose. You might torp it. You might try to take a little risk and maybe get a reward for it. But in general, you're going to be looking to kite. You're going to be looking to just kind of delay, hold, because if their team has over-resourced, they're looking to push. If your team is over-resourced over here, you're looking to push, which means if you're over here, your job is to delay. Your job is to slow their push or deny their push. Maybe you get some really great torps or something. And you might end up, instead of like falling back to your team, you might actually swing out wide so that when these forces come over, if they want to deal with you, they have to push away from this cap. They have to go in this direction while your teammates are coming in from this direction. So if you can mislead them, or if you can put them into like a multi-pronged situation where they have to figure out what the fuck they're going to do, that could actually make things work out better for you.